Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you guys how to take apart your Sony Ericsson W810i. This also works with a couple other Sony Ericsson phones from this generation. Just start off by taking out your battery and your SIM card. It's really easy, just slip your fingernail under the SIM card, it'll come right out. Next up, you're going to take out these two screws in the back of the housing. You're going to need the special tool that they give you in most of the cases that you buy online, stuff like that. Just take those out. Next you're going to need a small Phillips head. Unscrew the two little screws that hold in the back plate. Just take those out. Make sure you don't mix up these screws because they're really small, easy to lose and stuff. Alright, you got that done. You're going to take your little prior tool that they give you in most of the sets, and you don't really need it, but it helps. You just go around the edge of the back plate and you have to remove all the clips that hold it into the housing. It's just clipped in there. Save the top one for last because that's the biggest one. Bunch of clips on the outside. Once you got that done, you're good with the back. Just flip it over, take out your memory card, and begin working on the clips that hold in the front plate. So I like to start at the bottom. It's easier. Just slip that tool under the edge. Just kind of work it around, getting all those little clips off. Like I said, work around this side first. It's easier. Save that top one for last because it's the biggest. And this one right next to the memory card is usually pretty hard to do, but once you get that off, it's easy. So you got that. Pop out the next one, and then your buttons will fall right out. Throw those to the side. And then just remove the top one. Careful not to break it, because it's usually in there pretty good. So now your phone should look like that. Take that tool that you use that comes with most of the cases and just unscrew the screws that are at the top of the LCD screen. And your screen will pop up a little bit once you take them out. That's fine. So you got that done. Next you're going to remove, it's kind of just fit in there to two clips, that little button housing thing. It pops up on this side like that. That's how it should go. And then that little orange wire is connected to the motherboard, like the main motherboard of the phone. So you're just going to want to take a screwdriver, anything. It's really easy to see while you're doing it, and just pop up the little connection that's made right there. That piece connects into the phone right there. It's really easy, you just pop it off. And then once you got that, just lift it straight up. Next you take out the screen. It also has a little connection that goes into the main part of the phone. Just take anything and pop it up. It's really easy, just be delicate with it. Pop that right off. Careful not to touch your screen because it smudges and stuff really easy. So then your phone will look like that. Alright, next you're going to pop off one more little clip like that. Just pops right up. That flap kind of hangs there. Then you're going to take out that whole main green part of the phone. And you're going to do that by popping it over the little clips in the housing there. And there's two larger ones on the bottom that you want to slide out once you get the top off. So just save those two on the bottom for last. And you just got to kind of work at it. It's pretty tough the first time you do it. You're going to think you're breaking stuff, but it fits in there really tightly, so you just got to work with it and try to get that main green part over the little clips that are on the side of the housing. I like to start at the top. That little prying tool also helps a lot. Just make sure you don't put it in front of a button or anything or it'll squish it. So you got the top part off, and then there's these two longer clips at the bottom. You just want to slide it right out. Careful not to mess up that little bending piece too much, but you have to bend it to get it off. So you got that off. And this is really important. This little black piece at the bottom of this main motherboard kind of thing, you really want to make sure you get that out of there, because sometimes it'll stay at the bottom right here where that little hole is where you put the charger. Sometimes it'll fit right in the bottom there and it won't come out with the rest of the green part. It's really easy to forget the first time you do it. It sits right in there like that. So you want to make sure you take this out too, or you won't be able to charge your phone. And that connects right at the bottom there. That's where the charger goes in. Yep, so once you got those out, just separate them Make sure you don't lose any pieces when you do this. Just put those to the side. So your phone will look a little bit like that. Next up, there's one more little connection. Just pop it up right where that black piece is and reach under and just slide out the camera diode. Comes right out. So you got that done. Only a couple things left. You're going to want to take out, well, that piece is pretty much hanging there, but it's adhesively stuck on behind those LEDs where that little white rectangle is. It has glue or some kind of sticky substance under it, and it's stuck to the plastic of the housing. So you're just going to want to take something and gently kind of try to get that adhesive off. Try not to be too rough with it, because you might rip one of the wires or something like that, but you just got to kind of be patient with it until it becomes unstuck. Push at it from one side and the other side. Sometimes you got to pry it up like that. Just kind of experiment with it. When you finally get it off, you just slip it right through that square hole in the housing and it comes right out. And you got that done. So your phone will look like that. Next up, take out the vibrator, which is right there next to where the camera was, and it's actually two pieces. You just pop it out. You have the metal piece that actually spins and vibrates, and then you have this little jelly housing that it sits in. So you're going to want to take both those out and then reassemble them when you get them out. It just pops right back into that green little jelly case. Put those to the side. It's really easy. Next up, you're going to take out that whole white piece up top there, and that's the speaker and some other stuff. There's a bunch of clips that hold it up top, but also where the speaker is around it, it also has an adhesive. It's like stuck in there. So you might want to try pushing it from one side or the other. I like to get all the clips off first and then work at the adhesive. It's just easier that way. So I just remove each clip, one clip at a time, and then kind of pry it up gently, patiently, until finally you can unstick it. You don't want to pull it too hard or you might break it, something like that. But just be easy with it. Next up, this piece is really easy to forget too. It's just a small little metal, kind of like paper clip almost thing that fits right in the side there. It has its own little slot. You're going to want to make sure not to forget or lose this. So you just pop it out, it slides right out, and it looks like that. And then this is the last piece. It's just that that last little piece up top there, and it's just held in by a couple clips. So you're going to want to pop those down and it'll come right out, and then you're basically done. That's it. You're left with this empty housing. If you're going to put new buttons in your phone, just make sure that all those little rubber stops that go behind the button are nice and in there snug, because that'll affect how your buttons push. So you want them to be really nicely in there. And then those are all the pieces.